Hey guys, welcome back. We've got another marquee matchup. This week we've got Micajah with his Goldango team doing very well this season, and then we have Simp4Sylvain and his eclectic team of funny little guys. I still don't know what it does, but he keeps winning. Um,
You love to see the funny little guys. Mackay and Simp4Sylvain, a very anticipated match this week. I'm very excited to see what they both bring to the table.
yeah, and they both have pretty strong ghost types. Goldango threatening a lot of Simp4Sylvain's team here. Definitely killing that Chandelure, the Grimmsnarl. Very much afraid of that Make It Rain. And Blastoise there just to help it set up or keep it safe. But Simper has a lot of damage on his side with the Toxtricity, Clowitzer, and all kinds of stuff. But he's got to watch out for stuff like Good as Gold, just completely blocking any shenanigans from Grimmsnarl. Um,
And shit,
Not to mention, Micaiah just picked up this Kangaskhan, which has the unique advantage of being able to fake out into ghost types with its scrappy ability. So,
Professor Oak's Kangaskhan, it could just boil down to whoever has the fastest ghost type in this match. Kangaskhan definitely helps with the support it can provide just by dealing with those ghost types itself.
yeah,
Makai's got a few tricks up his sleeve, and I'm sure Simp is prepared for just about every scenario too. It just comes down to who can outsmart and who can outspeed, I believe.
yeah. Important to note, we have this Emolga in the six. So I wonder if instead of setting up Trick Room as he's done, he might try to go a little fast. Might set up a
Mhm.
little Tailwind. I don't know.
I don't believe him will gets access to follow me, but Tailwind support on its own is just enough to turn tides. Grimmsnarl too with that screen provision can provide screens. It's just Makaya's got a lot of breakthrough. Overall, Simp has a very bulky and fast team that can do a lot of damage.
Yeah,
He's
well,
just
I'm excited to see what happens. I'm just gonna tell him to go.
yeah. Let's begin. All right, so we got the Goldango Kangaskhan lead into the Emolga Chandelure lead. Chandelure has to watch out for that fake out where Goldango could easily just come on in, but I feel like Emolga would set up Tailwind this turn if it's able to get it off. But a Shadow Ball into fake out could be huge this turn if he doesn't Terra his Chandelure into that pesky Steel type.
Wonder if we might just see a double protect, or maybe even a covert cloak on the Chandelure would be
That would be that would be massive,
a, a,
actually.
a very funny tech.
Oh, I'm all for that. I could see it happening. Whatever allows Emolga to get that Tailwind off, because once Tailwind comes off, it's not over, but it's going to be incredibly difficult for Makai to clean up, especially if Chandelure is able to move this turn. Okay, defensive Terra might be his better bet, but now he knows we're locked in. Okay, opts for fake outing Emolga. Sets up Trick Room over Tailwind. Okay, so this is a slower Chandelure build. Don't see Covert.
Interesting. Kind of baited Micaiah there with that Omolga, maybe making him think, okay, Trick Room's not happening. But then he just hard swaps it out and sets it up. I mean, that would have gotten me.
Yeah, he goes for slowness over the Tailwind, lasts longer, and then definitely a mix up I was not expecting. We don't see Barry though, nor do we see the Covert Cloak, so Chandler could definitely just be rocking a choice set here. Let's see, but with Terra Steel, slower Chandelier in Trick Room definitely threatens the now Terra Ferried Goldango, so he goes into Blastoise to absorb any hit it wants to bring. Very good double. Chandelur's down. That's probably the biggest thing we were scared of here.
Yeah, and that was his terrestrialized Pokemon. No Terra
Okay.
available for either player. However, Micaiah's Terra Fairy Goldango's safe in the back. Um,
Mhm. I say Blastoise can definitely whittle down this Crab Rangoon enough to where it's no problem for Roldango to clean up by the end of Trick Room with some Make It Rains.
Yeah, and can keep this Kangaskhan safe with Follow Me. I mean, that Water Pulse is not going to be doing much damage to the Blastoise.
Oh, especially Follow Me. You could always offer Muddy Water as well. Protects from the Fake Out. Ooh, that's a hefty damage into that Blastoise slot.
Smart Protect. A lot of people, they set up the Trick Room and they just want to go, 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 pump out the damage, but sometimes it's necessary just to play it safe, recognize when you can't safely attack, even when you have speed control.
Trick Room is all about being slow. Taking it slow is the name of the game, and you don't want to move too hastily, even if you have the speed advantage in this scenario. So they did the right play, just treading the water to see what he can get away with, what he wanted to do.
The Life Orb confirmation on the Crab Rangoon. Not enough damage to take out this Kangaskhan. It did have its Assault Vest frisked earlier, so that's absolutely the only reason it survived.
One more room of Trick Room left, though, unless Meowscarada has Protect, which we do see it opt for. Sucker Punch barely misses out on the K on Goon Snarl, but the double into Meowscarada does not matter. Not anticipating that Protect, I see. Now that just gives Meowscarada free reign. He can easily Sucker Punch Goon Snarl and get the KO with Flower Trip onto his...
Looks like a very easy Flower Trick into the Crab.
Rangoon.
Ooh. But he is gonna take out the King.
Yep, trades 1 for 1.
Now he has a 1 HP Goon Snarl and an Emolga. Not looking great.
Talk to a coin, going to be investing big stocks this last round. It could very well be the last turn of this match. Not enough to take out the resisted Dark type, and a Make It Rain is going to do just enough to take out both Mons on this team, giving Micajah the round 1 victory. Yeah. We're going into game 2.
That was a pretty clean game 1 for Micajah. I mean, we saw that mix-up turn 1 from Sylvain, but just couldn't really take advantage of the Trick Room there.
Now we wonder if he's going to try to mix up the leads a little bit differently. He could always opt for Tailwind this turn rather than Trick Room now. I'm willing to bet his Chandelure is running a choice set, likely Specs. Though, considering the damage it did game 1...
Well, it set up Trick Room and then attacked.
Oh, you are right. It was the Trick Room Provider. So what item would it be running? If we don't think it's Covert because of Fake Out, what could it do? It's not Berry. It's not Choiced. It's not AV. It could be
like it could be damage reducing berry, like Colbur Berry.
Well, with it Terra, if it clicking Terra in front of Goldango, it's definitely not a ghost resisting.
Yeah, it's not the Cacique Berry, but it might be a Colbur Berry not to get just one shot by knockoff from Meowscarada.
Or a Sucker Punch from Kangaskhan. That could be it.
Or it could be that cloak we're talking about. I don't know if we ever found a cloak. Of course, that could be on a number of Pokemon for Simp4Sylvain here. It could be on the Grimmsnarl or the Emolga even.
Well, it's good to see what they can do. Turn the tides. Micajah knows that they run Trick Room now, so if they opt to do that again, we might see some Reuniqueless action in the back, trying to take advantage of that Trick Room even.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
He could play into that, but game 1 did end up going pretty well for him regardless, so I wonder if he even feels the need to make a change.
James has been in pickles before. He's definitely not one to just lose a game and then fall apart by the end of it. We can see how quickly he'll adapt and see what he provides in this match.
He definitely has a plan B, probably a plan C, perhaps even a plan D.
I want to say he has a plan B given his theme, but we all know how that's going. They don't bust, man.
They don't bust, it's true. not sure if they were thinking or if they were waiting on us. That's
I mean, I think don't all marquees really just end in them doing whenever since they know the game
all
one
right.
is already.
Confirmed big think.
Big think and initiated. Let's see. Do we think Clawwitzer, did that thing run protect the last game, or do we think it's a pulse thing protect? It did play protect. It is life orb cracker. Very glad, and it's off. Okay, same as nothing different, but we got Gooner coming in with the Emolga this time. Very likely could be seeing an Eon Deluge boom burst coming on his end.
Sylvain is a big fan of that move.
Eon Deluge, you never get to see it, and I am a big fan of what he's been able to bring with it. Protect him from any potential fake outs. Don't want to do one thing and not get the other off. Kaya locked in to make it rain. Both Mons resist it, so we might just see a switch at this point. But I am really looking forward to seeing an Iron Deluge boom burst come out of Simp4Sylvain.
It's interesting because we know he has Gleam, and that doesn't look great here. And Shadow Ball is a little scary to click because we can see this Toxtricity is Terra Normal. I'll just figure this Make It Rain is the best way to go.
Snarl to lower that Choice Specs input and the Throat Spray. Does not one-shot the Goontricity. And that Snarl.
Oh, it barely lives that Snarl, giving it the breathing room it needed. But
and now he's
Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch is here. That might just be what he needs to not die here. But with as much HP Charlotte Lindlin has, there's no way a protect into one attack from Emolga is going to do anything to stop it. Unfortunately, game 2, I unfortunately do not believe we are seeing Eon Deluge Boom Burst this match.
Yeah, probably not.
But, ooh, because I'm going to say Micajah has all the reins to stay in and just make it rain again.
Protect, yep.
Yeah. Sucker Punch fails,
Smart
still the safest
positioning on both players' parts here. But Toxtricity, it can attack. Actually, no. There's Fake Out from Blastoise and Sucker Punch from Kangaskhan.
And Grimmsnarl under Tailwind is faster than Kangaskhan, so its Fake Out could definitely come before the Kangaskhan's into it and then just get hit with something, Overdrive or whatever it may be. So it's definitely looking like a Grimmsnarl Fake Out into Kangaskhan situation to get the upper hand and just nuke them both with an electric move from Toxtricity.
He could try that. It's just if he does Fake Out and Sucker Punch both into Toxtricity.
If I'm not mistaken, Overdrive does
try to protect. And yep, that's what I was talking about.
He went for the double protect to stop. Okay. Good move on Simp4Sylvain's part. It's just a shame it couldn't come out. But we see the Terra Steel Chandelure come in. Probably save itself from one potential Muddy Water or Water Pulse. Called even. Does not get the burn, though any amount of chip would have mattered. Tailwind peters out, though, so we definitely have the speed advantage back on Micajah's side. Goldango free to come out and just click Make It Rain. Even Follow Me from Blastoise, saving it from another turn against Chandelure would be huge in this time.
Yep, still has Terra available. Could pop it right now to not die to the Heat Wave. But probably wants to lock it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You don't want Trick Room to go up.
Very interesting. And now, speed tiers apply. Emolga still outspeeds Goldango and Blastoise inside, so Tailwind is still very applicable. But Hawk2 is not going to lose enough HP to not get a hit in. He is going to take another life here. And Emolga goes down. It is 2 against Grimmsnarl. All really he needs to do, I think, switch out Grimmsnarl, protect with Blastoise if you can. Follow Me into a Make It Rain and clean this matchup with Goldango.
Switch out the Goldango, you mean?
Yep, which we see just that. Follow Me, Blastoise goes down. We are clean to Make It Rain and in this game. Micajah coming through with the potential 2-0 victory.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's looking like that for him right now. Flower Trick
And that
almost
is
doing it by
the end
itself.
of the match, ladies and gentlemen. There goes the battle. All right. Who wants to commentate or interview? Get on in here. Hello. Welcome, your one-time, two-time champion, Simp4Goons. How do you feel?
I mean, horrible, but we had a good time.
Yeah, well, I was a fan of your mix-up game one. You led the Emolga, and I'm sure everyone was thinking, oh, maybe he'll just like set up Tailwind. But you just switched it out and set up Trick Room.
It was supposed to go either way, but I completely blew that trick room by immediately flamethrowing directly into that spot. AV Kangaskhan was extremely bulky,
Mm-hmm.
and I was very scared of that choice spec Skuldango, because I calced it out and it could one-shot Mudstale if it was healthy enough.
Oh wow.
So since he was leading it, I could not do my other lead that I wanted to do. So I was in a bit of a scramble there, game two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely had you on the back foot. Micajah, 2-0 victory. How you feeling?
Feeling pretty good. Some scary things on your team, James. Some very, very scary things. Yeah, the Grim Snarl. The Frisk, I was like, okay, I don't think Prankster's very good. But then, like, I think halfway through game one, I was like, I wonder if he is a Saltfest. So I figured you might have been. What was the item on the Chandelure?
It was Covert Cloak.
I
It
had
was
a feeling.
Ah,
I had a
we
feeling
were
you'd
wondering
quote.
where it was.
We were considering if it wasn't
That's
Cloak, it was definitely Colberberry, but Cloak on the Ghost Chandelier is such a funny tech, man.
Yeah.
it's the game I had to play this week. It's like, all right, he knows I have double fake out. Where's he putting the cloak at? And I thought,
Yeah.
well, Kangaskhan just threatens the ghost types with fake out, so I assume it's going to be there.
The double fake outs were just such an issue that even when I got a little bit of momentum during game two with the live on the Grim Snarl, just the second Blastoise coming in, I was unable to do anything there.
If things were able to go your way, James, was there ever a chance we were going to see Iron Deluge Boom Burst from Emolga and Toxtricity?
No, not this game. Emolga was Electro Web Air / Tailwind Protect. I was, and now I regret not. I was Encore on the Emolga, but there was a few times that I ran into the Meowscarada where I just needed to do a little bit of extra damage to it. But in retrospect, man, if I had Encore now, I would have been feeling so much better.
Encore would have been miserable. almost miserable to play through. Like I had no clue what Emolga was gonna do. Like they alluded to,
I was having with the Encore was that I was encoring into the fake out from the Blastoise, and you would just my scrim partners would always hit follow me, so I just encore the follow me. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
and honestly, being on court and to follow me is not the worst thing in the world unless like you're doing double spread move. Then like I'm not happy about it, but it's not the worst thing I could be on court into. But
yeah.
I am actually very glad you didn't do the Iron Deluge Boom Burst stuff. That was something I'd calced. I didn't like the calcs, and I'm like, well, I have to get some counterplay here, and I think my counterplay was okay. I just have to cycle a couple of fake outs and kill the Toxtricity like ASAP. I actually was running. I don't think I ever showed it. I think I showed 3 of my 4 moves on Goldango. The other was Psychic.
Yeah, I figured it was psychic for the toxicity. That or psychotic.
I want to know why you didn't bring Smeargle. I
Oh,
want to
Yeah,
know.
you were
just-
talking about that. Where was
it was all a bluff. Yeah, no, Smeargle was never going to make a show between safety goggles, Blastoise, and Meowscarada. It just Blastoise with Follow Me just redirected anything that I really wanted to do with it into it. So it just made the Blastoise was just a really big pain to play around, and then just the double fake outs putting a lot of pressure on a single mon to go through and do anything. I'm sad I didn't get to bring in Mudstale, but Choice Specs Goldango just puts in too much damage for me to go through and do anything.
The specs Goldango calcs they were ridiculous to look at, and basically my plan was like, okay, I need Blastoise and like Kangaskhan to like sit there and chip stuff down, fake out, like present that pressure, make you think about it. And then like I learned in scrims that Goldango and Meowscarada just put a lot of offensive pressure on you. I mean, like I was Terra Grass Flower Trick to one-shot Mudstale if you were like super bulky, because it just doesn't care about stamina.
Yeah, I actually wasn't stamina. I was
You were in
inner
a focus.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Okay.
yeah. I had a feeling it'd be in a focus.
Yeah, the inner focus for not only for the Taurus. The Taurus was what I was really like scared of just because of the high horsepower. Ground just does numbers into my team, and then to not see it or Gliscor kind of was like, oh no.
So it was a funny thing. Like, I had 5 out of the 6 members of my team. Like, I knew everybody except for Electros like had some like value on the team. It's just that 6th slot that I was like playing around with. I don't think Tauros was ever gonna show up because like your team is so special heavy with like Clawitzer, Chandelure, Toxtricity, even a Molga with like an Air Slash. Like, it just didn't look good unless I Assault Vested that. But I decided early on, I'm like, Assault Vest Kangaskhan looks really good. It can do a lot of stuff here. I brought Brick Break for the screens that never showed up.
Yeah, I figured a Raging Bull or Brick Break was going to show up. That's why I just
Fair.
was like, no, there's no point in doing prankster stuff.
I tried to use Gliscor. I like looked at calcs, I like made these sets, and then like I wasn't comfy with it. Like the only thing it really looked insanely good into was Toxtricity. Like it felt like it got walled a lot by Mudstale, because you could just like click some move into it and probably just kill it. And also like both it and Tauros are just so specially like not bulky, to where like either way, like basically Clawitzer kind of deterred them from showing up. I was so afraid of like, okay, you set Trick Room and then like I get Water Pulse to death.
Yeah, I definitely should have brought Clawitzer to each and every game just because of how strong it is into your team. Just between Dark Pulse and Water Pulse and Aura Sphere, I think it hits every single one of your mons for
Yeah.
super effective, except for Electros. I probably should have played that game too. I should have risked it with the Mudstale. Should have went through because it was a. If you clicked Make It Rain, I just lost the game instantly, and that just didn't sound like a gamble
Yeah.
worth taking.
Maybe he doesn't click it. Maybe he does something else.
maybe I don't click it. Yeah, like Mudsdale, I get into this mindset every week where I'm like, oh, I'm playing against Mudsdale. It's probably gonna be Assault Vest. So I was doing like Assault Vest calcs, and like I found the play that like if I knock off the Assault Vest, I just one shot would Make It Rain now because that's just enough chip damage. Unless
Yeah.
like you have like a lot of investment in like special attack. I always calc 252 HP because that just feels real good. Mudsdale is like a demon in Trick Room. It's hard to think about.
Yeah, I actually wasn't minimal speed on anything because of the tailwind from Mulga. I had enough speed on, for example, Chandelier to outspeed the Meowscarada, and then
Oh,
everything else outsped your entire team in with a tailwind. So not seeing the Glide score there, I was like, oh, I bring a Mulga every game, try to set up that tailwind.
hmm yeah. When I saw Air Slash, I was like, okay, Meow can come out once a Mulga's dead, because like I didn't really check it, the damage from the Air Slash at the end of game
I had
1.
to take all of my special attack out and put it all into defense. So this is a max defense Emolga so that it can live a Protean triple axle adamant attack Meowscarada. It lives as long as it does not get critted, and then it can set up a tailwind. Besides that, it has air slash.
You know, I had triple axle at the beginning of the week, but I didn't want to be Protean. I really liked having the grass typing because I said on the chance you bring Spore, like I want to make sure that I'm like protected from it with Goldengo Meowscarada, and like Reuniclus had Overcoat just in case. Like I was a little
Yeah,
nervous
there's
about what Smeargle could do because like
so much.
it's impossible to prep for it. I mean, like I could get some ideas, but like in reality, like with a move pool like that, it's like there's something crazy there.
Yeah, my initial Smeargle set was just Fake Out, Decorate, Tailwind, Burning Bulwark, and I'm like, that just doesn't do anything. I'd rather go through and do something else with it. But yeah, no, your team's really difficult for the fun little shenanigans that I want to do just because Good as Gold just makes Grimmsnarl, completely pointless, except for a Fake Out Mon. But they were good games. I enjoyed them. And congratulations. You are my biggest op.
Well, thank you. I had a fun time playing, and they were really good games. Really, I really had to think a lot on like each turn about like, okay, what's gonna happen here, what's gonna happen there. Like like there could be switch-ins, protects, like all the stuff that you have to think about. And especially with you, you're a really good player. So like I like have to think extra hard, and especially this week throughout prep, like I had to put extra time in this one.
Yeah, I still can't get over turn 2 on game 1, and that switch into Blastoise just ruined me.
Just ruined you.
It ruined me.
He gooned you.
Yeah. But anywho, I'm out.
All right.
Alright.
James, Micajah, thank you so much for a wonderful match. I think it's time we wrap this interview up. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we hope to see you just next week.